Hello, welcome back. Last time I spent some quality time with my friend Neochu and learned all about him. So, I have a reasonably clear mission for what I need to be able to get that battle done. I need triple sentinel. And I could have realized that a long time ago, but now I do. And that's going to be very good for me. So, we'll go back to 5-starring missions for a bit, get crystal points that way. And with that, then I'll maybe be ready for another Neochu attempt. Because I think if I just had a little more defense for my other two, then that would be enough to push me over the edge. I'm trying to get to some notes that I wrote to myself here. Right, so I had one more main query here. Is aggression worth considering instead of Cerberus? And the way I want to answer that is, tell me what a Ravager does? Improved chaining. So Datalog can tell me that. Roll Ravager. Powerful magic spells, affinities combining different abilities, chain bonuses significantly, increasing damage. Striking at enemies' elemental weaknesses will further boost chain bonuses. Okay, so this is telling me that hitting an elemental weakness has an effect not just on the damage done, but also on the chain gauge, which is something I had never paid attention to. Now, there's also something in the Commando's abilities. What does it say about Commando? Like, I don't understand why late game Commando does like 10 times the damage of a Ravager. Enemy chain gauges during last heavily in charge of Commando attacks. Commando is the most effective when working in tandem with Ravagers who drive chain bonuses upward. Sure, of course. Physical and magic attacks deal extra damage, allies share a reduced bonus. And there's also something about when Ravager is present. Isn't there? Yeah, bolster Blitz or Ruenga at head of attack queue when Ravager is present. Okay, so the Commando benefits from the presence of a Ravager other than the chain bonuses they bring in battles where multi-attacks are happening. This is one of those. Pikachu does... Okay, so aggression or relentless assault may be relevant for Pikachu. Actually, I'm bringing Tri-Disaster for that, am I not? Well, I didn't for the last attempt, but whatever. Okay, so I'm leaving. I just want general things that will mostly work here, like those, and then something with a commando in it, and yeah, those first four are fine. Okay, so I would like to get out of here. I need 2 more sentinels. Yes, I do. 2 more sentinels before I come back. Really, everybody should have that ability. If Hope could be a sentinel, and he was in a battle where I can time my paradigm shifts around big damage, then he might be viable again. And he knows Veil. He could be a second synergist. He knows a lot of useful things. His only problem is his survivability. And how bad is it these days? It's still not great, but I don't know, he doesn't look so far behind anymore. Where am I? Truthseeker's Rise, right. What am I doing? Let's find out. Defender of the Flock, Western Benchland, Sahagan, Font of Namva, yeah! So that starts at the Font of Namva too, doesn't it? I think the Seath Stone is just right in there. That might not be right. But let's go to the step and find out. How's my money? I just upgraded Sun's weapon? Snow's weapon to the Midnight Sun. So yeah, it's more strength, unless I am specifically staying a Sentinel, then Midnight Sun, or he needs to be able to stagger things, then Midnight Sun's going to be the better option of those two. I always see this thing to the side and look at it, and it's just a really fancy leaf. It looks so, like, It protrudes so prominently. It looks like a little magazine I can pick up or something. But this isn't Final Fantasy VIII, this is 13. 8 was the one with magazines in the ground. And yet the instinct to look for them still sticks with me, as long as it's been since I played that game. Do you suppose at some point I'll come back to that to do the things in it that I left undone? Lots of Final Fantasies had some of those. What's my unfinished business? Oh boy, well... depends how you classify it. That was a waystone that I walked away from. I would like to use it. Vanille's playing with the Raktavidja. That's not a Raktavidja. Pijavika? Whatever it is. No, those are the flying ones. That's a... don't think I'm going to remember its name. Right, I want to be on the Arkhilt Steppe. Central Expanse is fine. Alright, I'm going to test my memory now. Final Fantasy I. I never fought a war mech, so I could count that as a super boss that I would like to take out at some point. Which version of that game would I do it in, though? The one that I played during this series was the... not Dawn of Souls, that's the PSP one. Origins. Final Fantasy Origins, the re-release on the PSP based on the Wonder Swan versions from Japan that never... well, it came over here in that form. I would kind of like to do the NES original at some point. I actually started playing that after my run of Origins. Because originally, long ago, when I was feeling ridiculously ambitious about this, or at least was entertaining the idea of being more ambitious about it, I was going to also do like a parallel playthrough of the NES Final Fantasy and capture a bunch of footage for it at some point, put up a video showing off all the differences between the two versions, and maybe just doing some extra stuff like that could have been the version where I fought Warmech or something. But that didn't go very far. It did go far enough, though, that I appreciated the different combat dynamic of having the ineffective mechanic, which was a pretty significant... since I'm here at Crystal Points, I certainly should fight you. Ineffective, for those who don't know, is what the game would say to you if you targeted a monster that was killed in the current round. So like if all 4 people try to attack the same target and it dies before before the final attack of your party had landed, then they would attack the air where the monster had been and it would say ineffective. In the Origins re-release, that behavior was changed to the more modern version of retargeting to some other monster in the battle. But having to decide whether the thing I'm looking at is going to die or not during my turn did make some strategic changes to the battle, and I found that kind of interesting. So there's a treasure around here. I started inside the field of the treasure, so I don't know... Whoa, okay, so it's not there. Wait, there's one in this area? This isn't another phantom scent, is it? Have I ever found treasure here? Oh, it's over here, because there's a bunch of terrain in this area. Anyway, so in Final Fantasy I, unfinished business would be potentially Warmech, potentially playing in a version with ineffective. There are also a lot of re-releases of that game, and some probably have bonus dungeons or something. This is another Phantom Scent, isn't it? Could it be that far in? Game, why you gotta do this to me? Final Fantasy II. Don't think I had anything unfinished there in particular. Well, it's clearly not here. This is another Phantom Scent. Like, whatever... Someone had an idea that the Chocobo might look toward the treasure. I do see your head going over there. Let's see if that has any possible merit to it. Maybe it does. Okay. So there could have been a secondary indicator if I look at the Chocobo's character model. Alright, I'll try it. Anyway, so, I sure wonder what it was doing in that one mystery spot. I'll have to look back and see if I can get any info out of that. But that treasure is long gone by now. Final Fantasy II, don't think I had any unfinished business there. 3? That's another one of those where I'd like to play a different version of it. Because that one was weird with the... Like, it didn't come to the... There wasn't an official English translation of it for a long time, and I learned at some point that there were quite a few changes in the DS version compared to the one on the NES. So you know where you're going, Chocobo? Apparently? What you looking at? It's over there? Okay. Alright. This might just work. Guess that makes this process less tedious. But as far as I know, there were no super bosses or anything in Final Fantasy III that were of interest. 4. Also one where, like, there's just no perfect version to play. I would kind of like to do the SNES original, which is the American easy-type version, as they called it. Though that was the one I played, the first Final Fantasy that I played, and I do love that version. Simplified though it may be. So that could count. Yeah, here we go. Defender of the Flock. Yes. 5. That's the first one with an extremely clear unfinished thing. Omega and Shinryu. 2. I guess like the first 2 actual real super bosses in the whole series, unless you count Warmech. Those 2 I still do absolutely want to come back and defeat someday. 6 didn't exactly have any super bosses, but I did all that stuff to get a full set of imp equipment and then just not use it against Kefka. Even though something special is supposed to happen if you do that. Ah, but of even more interest than that to me would be another run through that where I take just Salus, Edgar, and Setzer through Kefka's tower. Never even get Sabin, never even get any of my other party members. Just do the ending with the absolute minimum number of people that I can bring. Now, that means those 3 will individually be soloing their sections in the tower, so better level up a lot to be prepared for that. But it's something I'd like to see, because it sounds interesting. 7. I was very thorough there. I defeated all the weapons, I defeated all the... everything I knew about. I did all the chocobo breeding and racing stuff. I think... Really? Okay, well, point your head toward it. Show me what you think you're smelling. Birds don't really have much of a sense of a smell, so you're probably sensing that some other way. A what? A sense of a smell? Sense of smell. 8 had... something in Ultimatia's castle, but there was also, like, just a lot of, Oh, hey. Oh, so there's a spot here. Could this have been what I was smelling in that phantom spot? Was this close enough to the Font of Namva to... No, it was not. Where was that spot, though? Rhodochrosite, neat. Catalysts are good. Will I be able to identify the spot on the map? Yes, it was here. This was it. What, was it? No. No, it was here, where that Seath Stone was. There's no way that was close enough to this treasure spot. Anyway. Final Fantasy VIII had a super boss I never defeated, and also just a whole segment of game that I never really saw because I kind of triggered the end game a little earlier than I meant to, the compression of time and everything. So yeah, that one feels very unfinished. 9 has Ozma. That's the one thing I know about. What was the name of the thing in 8 that I didn't fight, though? I forget, it was something. 10 had the final monster arena custom breed thing. What is it called? Like Nemesis or something? Okay, anyway, so I'm here at a, one of these. Sahagan is my target. They attack quickly and relentlessly. I would like to start as... Let's see, do I expect to stagger anything? I expect the battle to go long enough for haste to be relevant. I'm probably just going to decimate, then switch between Cerberus and Tri-Disaster for the rest. Seems likely. Let's just see what you managed to do. Ravager is present, so your Blitz is bolstered. Thanks to the haste. Yeah, I'm just going to Cerberus the rest. I think that'll be quickest. Oh yeah, nice and quick. That haste might have even been a waste. Yeah, it was 4 stars. Gonna have to redo that. Okay. I'll try just Cerberus. I can also Deceptisol, which is an option. So I don't re-get the Chocobo cutscene here. How much is it going to take for Sentinel to be learned, just out of curiosity? Basics of Sentinel. Just enough that you can choose the role. So it starts here. Can I just do the first thing? Like, surely that's not enough. It's level 0. Do you need a role level? Like, you don't have any commands. I assume you need a command in order to be able to do it. Final Fantasy XII. There's Yasmet, but in addition to that, there's also... Zodiac Age, another re-release of the game, which... can you become a Sentinel just with only the ability to provoke? Yeah, you're already pretty close. Doesn't take much, probably. Assuming the answer to that question is yes. Yes, a Zodiac Age, different edition of the game, came out at some point and has a very different license grid, and I may wish to play that at some point. But mostly it's just that Yasmet was... what happened there was what happened there, and it bothers me a bit. And I would like another chance at that. But that involves starting all over. And if I'm doing that, then I should play in a different edition of the game. Also, I love Final Fantasy XII. It's super, super good. Strong contender for my favorite Final Fantasy, of which there are many. Because that's how it works. Oops, I missed. The way out of here is kind of hard to see. 13, that's the one that I'm on now. Okay, so side games, in-betweens. Tactics, I think I finished, pretty much. Don't think there was any outstanding business in particular there. Not that I remember. Tactics Advance, I just kind of had to stop when I stopped. There was more to do. I did not feel motivated to do it, though. And I still don't, honestly. The game was cool, it just kind of should have had a more decisive ending, is what I would say. Because the lack of one of those led me to stick with it longer than I felt like was healthy for my enjoyment of the game. There's also Tactics A2 to play someday, maybe. That's a DS game, though, and those are like the worst imaginable console to video capture from, except maybe the 3DS. And I do not have a good solution for that, even though I did 2 DS games in this series already. My solution for those is not a good one, and I don't want to do it that way again. I don't know if it even works anymore. I do still own the DS with the capture hardware in it, but it's... I don't know, the frame rate's not very good and it's really cumbersome to use. So I might look for alternate ways to play that game if I could find such a thing. I'm hoping one of these, like, FPGA-based console replica things will come into existence at some point with proper video out for DS games. That would be nice. Like, that would be a much more ideal way to do that than the official Nintendo console that just... why did that thing ever exist? A lot of people love it, I know. I'm not one of those people. But there are games that only exist on it, so I just gotta put up with its inadequacies in order to play those. Anyway, other things. Dissidia Final Fantasy, I got a true 100% on that, so there is nothing to come back to unless I wanted to just replay. And if I were doing that, I would do the sequel, which I think is the next one on the list after this game, so that's exciting. Whenever I decide I'm done here, or actually finish everything there is to do, don't know if that will be happening. That's probably going to be the next one up. However, there is one that I do intend to play that I kind of skipped past in release order, which is After Years, Final Fantasy IV. The sequel to that came out a long time later. That one's also a little cumbersome to set up, and I haven't fully figured out the technical aspect of it. But I do want to play it. So just go full Cerberus? I don't want to just go full Cerberus. Let's see if I can sneak up on these. So there was one mark that I was able to just walk up to. I don't think you are in that category, but can I do the Tonberry thing to you where I get out of your range and then pounce on your tail? Show me your tail. Thank you. I don't think that worked. It did! Never mind. Alright, this is 5 stars. Done. The detection of, like, what is a preemptive strike is just so vague and weird. I never know if I'm getting one or not. Because I clearly touched the front of that monster, but it wasn't aware of me in time to prevent the preemptive. There we go, 5 stars. Alright, next one is... Tribal Warfare, Central Expanse, Goblin Chieftain, okay. Where does this start? Not far away, that's on a little island. I may need a chocobo for that. Fortunately, I have access to those. Okay, so I am... No, that's the Hierarchiopolis. This is the one I'm looking at. I'm at the Font of Namva, which is here. Okay, so at the exit, it's like straight across in the pools of water to the left of something elevated. Far side of the pool of water. The rideable chocobo is here. Those three are still afraid of me. But this one's friendly. At least until I ask it to go to the Fault Warrens. Then it gets very indignant. What else did I play in this series? I did the Final Fantasy Legends and Adventure. Feel no need to come back to those for anything. I'm pretty sure I did everything in them. Mystic Quest, yeah, don't think there was any bonus stuff in there. That game was way better than its reputation led me to believe. And right, the Final Fantasy VII side games. Dirge of Cerberus, there's a lot undone there. I think it would require a second playthrough, but there was some sort of New Game Plus. I forget how it worked exactly. Like a harder mode I unlocked after finishing the regular one. And then the missions, I think, required equipment that I would earn in that mode, because I got to a point where just my stats were not keeping up with what was happening, and there was just no way to bridge the gap, practically. Where am I? Okay, so that's not water. This is like in Double Rock Dividia territory. What does water look like? Okay, so I had my things backward. That's what water looks like. This is what elevation looks like. The blank spaces are impassable rocks. You. Goblin Chieftain. Northern High Plain, near the range of the Behemoth King. Yeah, so Dirge of Cerberus, that's one that I would absolutely love to come back to. Crisis Core, much less so. There were missions I didn't do there. I don't want to. Didn't like that game. I mean, I didn't hate it or anything, but it was profoundly unimpressive. Where's my mark? Way over there. Ah, that domain of the Behemoth King. Okay. I think of the Northern High Plain as just that save point, but no, it's... there's more to it. What was that one mission? Defeat 1,000... was it even 1,000 or was it like 10,000 soldiers in one battle? I understood the narrative significance of that at the end of the game, but... I didn't want to actually do it. I still don't. But if I really wanted to, there's more to see in that game if I did come back to it. And I think that catches us up, mostly. Well, am I not mentioning the unmentionable? I'll mention the unmentionable. There is Crystal Chronicles. No, there isn't. I'm gonna stop mentioning that. And there are more of them, too. But as far as I'm concerned, no, there aren't. Ah. Whoa! Okay, that's where I dismounted my chocobo, apparently. I think I want to... well, let's gauge the strength of these enemies. If they just fall down real easy and quick, no, this is clearly not a battle where I would bring Cerberus first. Doing this just saves me the run back to the stone to re-get it. So start Decimation, or would I rather have Strike Team? Probably. Is that a preemptive strike? It is. Well, there we go. Shouldn't somebody have been staggered by now? I guess it doesn't even matter. Oh, Goblin Handsman. Okay, yeah, so Preemptive Strike did not, like, instantly resolve that battle as I might have expected. There were just too many for that to fully keep up. So commandos don't follow... commandos do their own thing. Ravagers follow the commando's lead. But if they're all commandos, then they'll all just choose their own targets, I've noticed. I guess I'm trying to stagger you? That's probably pointless. But I've almost done it, so I might as well. I don't know if that's 5 stars. Did that feel like a 5-star performance? The game thought so. Alright, I'll take it. Just barely. Like with the preemptive bonus, I don't think I was, don't think I had a lot of time to spare there, but that's fine. So check it out. First page, all 5 stars. That's nice. Next one, 0 stars. Why? Pulsework Champion. Northern High Plain. There's a Pulsework Champion on the Northern High Plain? Ah, that stone. Okay, let's do that thing's mission. Where exactly am I and what direction am I pointed? Here and there. Okay. Hello, Behemoth King. I'm in your domain. Well, I guess you really want to play. I was trying to go around you, but you won't allow that. Despite looking like a 3-way battle, these are paying a lot of attention to me. With that stagger threshold, I see no reason to switch to Ravager. This will just take a brief little moment. Do I have somewhere in front of me a, what the heck is this? Oh man, I have a mess of notes in front of me. Don't worry about it. Oh, here's my checklist for Dissidia Final Fantasy, all the items I had to get in the Colosseum. Still got that here. What am I doing? I'm trying to look at the list of upcoming games. And also ones that I did that I might not have mentioned. Sure, there were the 2 Chocobos dungeons that I played. There's a 3rd Chocobos dungeon I could play, and a 4th. But one of them is like the same as the Wii game that I played, but on a different platform. The different platform being the DS, which I've already talked about, so I'm not doing that one. This way. Xenogears. Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, those were part of the Final Fantasy and Friends. I mean, there is more stuff to do in Chrono Cross, but I have no desire to do it. I was very thorough with Chrono Trigger, got all the endings. And Xenogears, I don't think has a lot of bonus stuff to do exactly. If there are super bosses I didn't fight, I'm not aware of them. Chocobo Racing I did reasonably thoroughly, I think? This might be a weird time to take this inventory, but there's a bunch of running around, and there's time to do it. So I think this makes sense. Just, if I'm gonna do that housekeeping at some point, why not now? Final Fantasy X-2! I forgot about that one. That has a major piece of unfinished business in it. The dang Crimson Cave that requires items that are permanently missable, and I missed one. I don't really want to play that game again, though. It had its moments, but only a few of them. Sphere Break was great. The rest of the game... The Infinito was alright. But yeah, that one does not particularly inspire me to replay. I do want to see the Crimson Cave, though. Maybe someday, but that's a low priority. Pulsework Champion, yes. So that is here. Okay, not far away. Let's learn about the Pulsework Champion. That would be a Pulse Automata. Pulsework Soldiers, Pulsework Champion. Oh, it's you! Okay. Physical magic resistance low and staggered. Stagger point 110%. Chain resistance is high. Could be sabotaged. Chain bonus accumulates slowly. So what you're saying is I want to initiate this with a preemptive strike. but that's always true. I'll try my normal thing, see how it works, and if it doesn't, I'll adjust. Normal thing being strike team. Since I have unused paradigm slots, I don't think I need to slow... I don't think I need Vanille's Sabotage either. So Solidarity is irrelevant. I'm gonna put... Decimation there. Why? I don't know. Because I feel like it. Alright, Chocobo can help me out here. That's more of a walk than I thought. Yeah, I'm looking at this list and there are a whole bunch of DS games on it. I don't want to think about them. Probably just gonna avoid them forever. Because, like, what can I even do? If I don't have a good video capture solution, then, well, I either do it with a bad video capture solution, or I don't do it. That's kind of the way it is. I suppose the secret third option is to develop my own video capture solution somehow. That's more effort than I think I'm willing to put in for this project. And also, I don't know if I even have the skills for that. I would have to learn a lot of things. It's not outside the realm of possibility completely. It's just something I'm unlikely to personally do. So if I accept not having preemptive view, let's just see how realistically I could start this chain gauge. Only one of my members is currently capable of staggering, but that's okay, I only need one. You're blocking, I know. This seems okay. I'll see what rating I get, and if necessary, adjust accordingly. And then you melt. Game didn't like it. Well, it's 2 stars more than I had. Okay, so let's try Preemptive Strike. Am I facing the right direction? Not really. Is this Sediment Tortoise trying to step on me? Nah, it's just going about its business. I am a small ant crawling by. Completely beneath notice. What's coming up that I'm excited about? 2 more Dissidia games, obviously. The sequels to Final Fantasy XIII. So I went from... When I first started this project, I did mention that I kind of didn't really want to play Final Fantasy XIII. But, as time went on, I want to fight this battle, so I'll leave the Chocobo there. As I played this game, it did win me over. It is not a strong candidate for my favorite Final Fantasy, but at this point I would say it is a good Final Fantasy. It takes a really long time to get going, but it does get going.
How about this?
That's my take. And I would love to see what the sequels do with the formula. Or if they just change it completely.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so 2 sequels to this. 13-2 and Lightning Returns. Which order are they in? 13-2 is first. Okay. I'm definitely looking forward to Final Fantasy VII Remake. 15 and 16, real curious about those. So those are like a little more action-oriented than this, from what I understand. But I don't know a whole lot about them. Oh, speaking of which... What's that Final Fantasy I remake? Not even remake, just like reimagining. Is it for the PS4? What's it called? It's a pretty new one. Stranger of Paradise. I am curious about that. There's another Chocobo racing game, also pretty new, Chocobo GP. That sounds fun. And yeah, Final Fantasy 15 is another one of those that has a bunch of, like, It's split up into a bunch of different games. I don't know if I would call them sequels or just something else. But yeah, split up similarly to this one, as I understand. Then there's just a bunch of random names here that I don't even know what to do with. Like, what the heck is Brave Exvius? Opera Omnia? Isn't that one of those ones that I can't play anymore? Bravely Default, I think, was, like, debatably Final Fantasy, maybe, maybe not, something like that. That's another DS game, though, isn't it? Right, that's even 3DS, isn't it? No, I'm not sure. Anyway, you. Engage me in combat. Wait, did I touch your back? Yes, okay. Well, is that enough on its own? Probably. Yeah, I'm Cerberus. Let's do it. Stagger that thing. Come on, Vanille, you can do it. You are the only one who can. Okay, this... well... you staggered. Let's try it. Don't really like how this battle went, but maybe with the preemptive bonus it'll be plenty.
Well, that wasn't scary at
Maybe, I don't know. Even that was pretty questionable. Game thought it was okay, though. I'll take it. Final Fantasy Dimensions? There's another Brave Exvius. There are two of those? Who made this list? The answer is I did. Did I know what I was doing? Well, I was looking at a list of Final Fantasies, and there were a lot of things on that list that I did not recognize. So close yet so far. Ambling Bellows, I remember you. Does this start... this starts in Mahabara. Alright, I'm close. I'm gonna get that done, and then... oh, actually... am I ready for... oh, they're more than ready for Sentineling. No. Maybe I'll get that one done, and then fight my way into Neochu's territory again. Get ready for another attempt at that thing. So, you're able to Sentinel now, right? Yeah, you are. Nice. Okay. Let's get that for the other one who needs it. I should maybe also check if there's a crucial ability that reduces damage taken deeper in here that would be worth also going for, or if I just want to stop at Provoke. Metagard, you won't be taking any actions. You're just going to shift in and shift out. Steel Guard, no actions, just shift in, shift out. Reprieve! Right, yes, Snow has that. I just forgot what it was called. Roll level, entrench, no actions taken. Roll level, roll level, roll level. Okay. Alright, and while I'm here, no, that's all I'm doing. So, I have 2 more Sentinels now. That's what I wanted. Fantastic. I would say it is worth going for the Chocobo. It's not too far away. What else is on this list that I didn't talk about? Record Keeper. Apparently that one's shut down. No longer playable. That's what I've heard. Theatrhythm. I don't really know anything about that. It's a rhythm game, that's what I know. I do like those. What platform does this say it's on? It doesn't. I don't have that information here. Okay. One of them's on the 3DS. Ah, dang. The 4 Heroes of Light. Well, that sounds a little bit more like a Final Fantasy I remake. That's separate from Bravely Default? Yeah, I don't think those are the same thing. But isn't Bravely Default also an FF1 remake? Of some sort? Maybe it's not, maybe I'm mixing up those 2 games. I would fight you, but I got the crystal points for what I needed. But hold on, where's the stone? I don't know, it's in Mahabara. This Chocobo's gonna get real indignant with me. I see the red circle. I could have hopped off. Here, I'm hopping off. Which way is which? My party's members just came from there. I guess they were thrown a bit further by the Chocobo, because this is the way I'm going. Anything else on this list that I didn't mention that's worth mentioning? I'm looking. Oh, Revenant Wings. DS. It's a DS game. World of Final Fantasy? On the PS4? What's that? I don't know. It has the Final Fantasy name on it, though. That's what I know. And that's literally all I know. Gonna assume it's this one here. Not only will I assume, I will also check. It is not. It's the Waystone. Okay, so I should turn around. There's a Waystone in Mahabara? Well, yes. I knew that. I just forgot. Oh, here are two. Final Fantasies 11 and 14. What about those? Both still playable, both MMOs. 14 I've heard is perfectly soloable. 11 I've heard is really, really not. '14 I've also heard I could spend like the rest of my life playing and not finish. No one quite put it like that, but it sounds like it is a monstrous amount of stuff to do. Has several expansions, and I could treat each one of them like a full modern Final Fantasy game. I mean, I'd like to play it. I am interested. But do I actually want to take that on? Like that, starting that game, or 11, would be crossing a threshold that I'm not sure I'm ready to cross. So for now, I'm going to stick with the single-player ones. Maybe if I get to the actual end of this list... well, maybe if I get to the end of, like, the list of games I really, really definitely want to play from the list, then that will be the next most appealing one that I want to do next. If I don't just want to, like, say goodnight to this project and reclaim this hour or two of my time every Monday and Thursday or whatever it is I do. What's today? This is a Monday? Apparently. How long have I been doing this? 7 years now? Has it been that long? 6 years? What's this year? 2025? Coming up on 7, I think. Like, next month, right? Good grief. This is the mark. No. Maybe? Yes. No. It's in there. Why do I see it closer than my minimap sees it? Like, isn't that the Ambling Bellows there, but it's not the... Like, the star is deeper in. There are two groups and this is not the one? No, this is a regular battle. But isn't that an Ambling Bellows? No, it's a boxed phalanx.
Oh, yeah!
Ambling Bellows is the same kind of thing, just a stronger version. Oh, this is not worth the effort, is it? No. Not at all. So only 3 stars in that battle. I mean, I wasn't exactly trying particularly hard. So time to try hard. Do I care about haste? Probably. Yep, I think so. Am I gonna get a preemptive strike? No way. I don't think there's a route to... Oh, hold on. Can I Tonberry you? Do you ever turn your back? Let's find out. You backpedal, I see. I don't have the ability to do that. Okay, I'm trying to... There's a big dead zone on the stick. I'm trying to move forward gently. Yeah, you just backpedal. These know how to keep a formation. Yep, they're never going to show me their backs. Unless that counts as your back, it does not. Not even close. Alright. Let's aim directly for the Ambling Bellows. I'm gonna try Disaster. This feels reasonably respectable. You're probably hitting your weaknesses. I'm choosing to focus on you instead of your friends because I think you summon more friends if I get rid of these. So you staggered right around the time you're about to die, huh? Well, you lived for a moment after that. Let's see what the game thinks. Not particularly impressed. Okay. If I were to Deceptisol, even if I did, I don't think that would help me get this done any better. So is the secret to go the long way around and approach from the back? I feel like it is. I can do that. That's actually not hard to... Well, it'll be a little bit of a walk from the back. But I think that's what makes the most sense. I can maybe do that from the front. I think it's more interesting to try it from the back. So pick up mission. With Atomos there... No, not yet. I assume I can get to that spot from the back. I might assume wrong, but let's find out. So I want to teleport to Cilia Springs. What the heck is this note? Under Final Fantasy Dimensions 2, I have something that says, may be maliciously designed. Why did I write that? Well, I guess somebody warned me away from that game. I don't know what I meant by that. Maliciously? Oh, and here I have a list of ones that I'm not playing or unable to play. Wait, World of Final Fantasy is on the list of problem games, but also on the other one? I wonder why it's a problem. All the Bravest, that one's known to be pretty bad. Supposedly barely interactive. Mobius. Sounds like that's just inaccessible. Final Fantasy Awakening. Note says online only. Am I where I want to be? Nope. Maybe. Wait, the mark is there? So, no. I'd like to ride you some more. You do go to that other destination, right? Oh, I did have a list of things to come back to, maybe. Right, there's a little bit of story dialogue I could see. This is Celia Springs. Oh, maybe I can't get around to where I want to go. So you just cycle between the two locations and I can't sneak up behind the box phalanx? Is that how it is? Well then why did you show up on the map in that other spot? I guess I can board there but not depart there? Yes, there were like choices, for example, Final Fantasy VII. I can date 3 other people than the one I did in Gold Saucer. Apparently Final Fantasy X has a lesser version of that with some conversation you have on the jet ski. I did it with Lulu, but other people could have been befriended a different way, is what I've heard. Yeah, this is the other familiar spot. Does this loop around somehow? It sure doesn't. Are there 2 Atomoses? I guess that's just a departure point, but I can't arrive there. Okay, so gotta do this from the front. Okay. Such a friendly drill ball. Just does exactly what we want. Alright, so these respawn. I can try Deceptisol? I don't know that it'll do anything, but I could try it. Let's not yet. I'll see if I can just get this done another way. So, what did I do that battle? I chose to stagger. What if I don't? Let's see how it goes if I still definitely want to focus on the phalanx itself. Incidental damage was more than enough for its friends. I should not have Saz doing what he's doing. Yep. Wait, Eurobox Phalanx? Yes, the Ambling Bellows is what I'm fighting. Right, of course. I keep confusing the two. So I will get haste. I will... Let's see. Right. So, start with... Yeah, strike team, don't bother with Ravagers. Now, could Saboteur very briefly at the start be worth it? What am I looking for? You. Yeah, you have a lot of vulnerabilities, so maybe. Okay, in that case, let's change this to... well, here. I'll replace you with Espionage and start there. Alright, you've been de-shelled, which is cool, I guess. I don't really care about Daze or Fog, honestly. No, go for the Ambling Bellows. Do your actions make sense here? Right, okay, again, I have commandos and I can't control them. Okay, I'm not yet convinced that Ravagers were pointless, because this is kind of unimpressive. Half magic damage, resistant to physical. Yeah, weak to magic. I suspect this is going to get a worse rating than the one I just got. So do I want to bring more magic than strength? Maybe that's the story. Because, yeah, like, physical damage just is not the thing for you. Alright, let's build around Ravagers. All my weirding glyphs are in use by Vanille, right? I think I only have those two. But let's try some Witch's Bracelets. Sure, you can have the level 1, because I'm going to give him the others. That's fine. Okay. So in that case, I don't care about stagger thresholds. Do I want to espionage? Yeah, you de-shelled very quickly. No, I don't want espionage actually, I want guerrilla. Because Snow's sabotage was not of particular interest. Strike team changes into malevolence, which I actually won't even use. So no, it doesn't. Oops. If I'm doing this, though, I might as well stagger it. So start with Commando. Well, let's have both types, I guess. Start with Commando, switch to Guerrilla. I don't want that animation to... Well, it's gonna happen either way. There's terrain over there. I guess I get to it from another level. View mission summary. Yes. So the plan is Bully first, then Guerrilla, then Try Disaster? Maybe Cerberus once it's staggered. Okay, so the in-between battle didn't respawn, that's nice. Make sure to focus fire on the main one. Right, you've been commanded sufficiently, so now is the time for Try Disaster. Did you ever get de-shelled? No, that didn't happen. Do I have to restart to do that? No. If I have to, that'll happen by me picking up the mission again. In which case, is this not identical to my first attempt? Ah, Vanille's not choosing to target. Okay, I'm restarting. I'd like a D-shell to actually land on the thing. You managed it at first. D-shell Ga. Yeah, okay, cool, it landed. Try Disaster. Okay, yeah, that health bar is moving faster, I can tell. I think. This is not incidentally taking out its friends. You're just doing single target. I mean, well, I can choose to do a different thing, I suppose. How acceptable is this performance? I think that's at best 4 stars, probably 3. Yeah, 3. Okay, do I want to try a Shroud? I suppose I could. I can't see how Deceptisol would work from the front. I think I have to be behind, so let's try Fortisol. That way I don't need to start with... I guess I'll start with... Relentless Assault then. And forget about the Saboteur? Yeah, that's fine. Well, if I wanted a Saboteur, then it would look like... Yeah, let's start as Ruthless. I think that's reasonable. So start Ruthless, switch to Try Disaster, then Cerberus for cleanup. With Fortisol active, should do the job. Catch. Alright, Try Disaster. So Fortisol makes a little bit of a difference, I can tell. Should be enough. 4 at least. I don't know if this is a 5-star performance yet. Please just die already. Your lingering may have degraded me from 5 to 4, I could imagine. It did not. Okay, great. Thanks, Fortisol. Okay, so I said those were all the missions that I was going to do today. Alright, that's reasonable coverage of the 5 stars. Then we switched to Tajin's Tower, which is a different thing entirely. That starts with the Menhirim, I think they were called. Okay. Well, hey. I got, like, over half of these in 5-star status, I think. Alright. Let's walk to the save. Teleport to... Central Expanse, I guess? That's where I usually hang out. Was there anything else... So, snow. Well, I'm about to Crystarium. I'll make those decisions. Was there anything I wanted to learn other than Sentinel for my 2 non-party leaders? Let's see, if I'm going to the Fault Warrens... That starts here, yeah. Alright, what's in my notes? Nothing else in particular, right? Yeah, okay. I suppose I could do the... Get the Chocobo and get up to the other... Oh, this isn't a save point, so yes, if I want to save and quit, that's how I'll have to do it. That's fine. Can do. And yeah, I'll save the Crystarium until then, in case I happen to fight somebody and get a few more points. There was a paling here? I don't remember that. There was also one up top, wasn't there? Yeah, so 2 palings I had to take down to get access to the Warrens that are faulty. Why is it called the Fault Warrens? That's a name I don't understand, but most of the places on Pulse are in that status. Like, what's a massif? I know what a steppe is, kind of. What's media, in terms of terrain? I assume just Valis is the name of the media. Yachus is the name of the massif. That's how I'm parsing that, but I don't even know if that's accurate. Could be just a 2-word name that is just... that's the whole name. What am I even saying? Right, okay, now the other thing I might have wanted while I was out here was money. And I didn't really get that today. Was there anything in specific I wanted to upgrade though? I think there wasn't anything particularly specific. Like, I got the Midnight Sun. But there weren't other major... I guess the other thing would be upgrading my Royal Armlets to Imperial, but that's a major task. Takes Scarletite and a whole bunch of stuff. Actually, it's just Scarletite, right? Or is it something more? Hold on, I have this... I actually have a record of this somewhere. I'm in the wrong text file. Oh, sorry, Chocobo. I did the thing that offends you. Where's that? Royal Armlet plus Dark Matter. Yeah, that's the 220,000 one, isn't it? Yeah, if it were Scarletite, I would already have all Imperial Armlets, of course. That stuff is basically free. Dark Matter's not. Right, but the whole thing is Screech could not be defended against with magic or physical defense, but Sentinel will do it. That's my strategy. So, Crystarian. Why is inventory yelling at me? Shush. And while oh right, I got so many components, of course. While inventory is yelling at me, do I need to restock on any consumables? No, that's already done. Yes, that's already done. I suppose I could buy more shrouds, but that's not relevant in any way. So then, Snow, what do you want for this battle? Well, mostly more damage. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, I want to fix what you're equipped with. Because this just doesn't feel right. Now those changed, that's all fine as it is, I think. Yeah, those are helping with the Picachus. I mean, yeah, there's some fault warrants between here and there, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. I think just Provoke is enough Sentinel ability for those two. They don't need more. Okay, Commando, you have fully mastered. So the next one for you would be... Is Ravager relevant to that fight? Not particularly. What would you get from... Ooh, rank up. Let's do that. Ah, I can't. Will I get enough points between here and there? I might. I might manage to reach Sentinel roll level 5. That'd be neat. I don't even know what roll level does. Game never explained it, and it never became clear from observation. Hey, you can have Commando 5, though. Nice. Ooh, you have 2 level 5s. Fancy man. Let's get a 3rd. Someday. Do I want to upgrade your Commando-ness? Yes, you are using that a lot. Yeah, so you could get a bunch of stuff here, and I think that's... Oh yeah, so Fault Siphon would help you out. Okay, yeah, definitely. I don't think I'll make it there. Oh sure I will, by the time I'm at Neochu. Do I do any shopping? I don't really have money. Do I have anything to sell? Not particularly. Okay. That's fine then. Alright, so next time redoing Fault Warrens and hopefully defeating Neochu. I think that should be possible, because I was close before, and having Triple Sentinel should be able to push me over the edge, I suspect. I don't know, but I suspect.